The Second World War had been over for less than 5 years, when another conflict exploded, this time on the Korean Peninsula. Before sunrise on June 25, 1950, approximately 135,000 North Korean troops crossed the 38th parallel and invaded South Korea. Their advance was swift and overwhelming. Within 3 days, Seoul had fallen. South Korean forces and the first American units sent to assist them were pushed farther and farther south. By the end of that summer, United Nations troops were holding a shrinking defensive line around the port city of Pusan. Behind that perimeter was the sea. If the line collapsed, South Korea could disappear. For weeks, exhausted soldiers fought to hold their positions against repeated attacks. Artillery pounded the hills, tanks moved along narrow roads, and infantry fought through villages, rice fields, and rugged terrain. Then, in September 1950, the direction of the war suddenly changed. United Nations forces landed far behind enemy lines at Inchon. The operation threatened North Korea's supply routes and helped break the pressure surrounding Pusan. Seoul was recaptured, and the North Korean army retreated. What had begun as a desperate defense became a rapid advance northward. United Nations troops crossed the 38th parallel and moved toward the Yalu River, near the Chinese border. For a brief moment, it appeared the war might be almost over. It wasn't. In late 1950, hundreds of thousands of Chinese troops entered the conflict. They attacked through darkness, mountains, and brutal winter conditions, forcing United Nations forces into a dangerous retreat. Temperatures plunged far below freezing, weapons jammed, vehicles failed. Frostbite claimed men who had survived enemy fire. Around the Chosin reservoir, Marines and soldiers fought their way through encirclement while carrying their wounded and dead with them. Seoul changed hands once again. By 1951, neither side could achieve a decisive breakthrough. The war settled into a bloody stalemate near the same dividing line where it had begun. The fighting continued across fortified hills and isolated outposts. Soldiers attacked positions with names like Heartbreak Ridge, Bloody Ridge, Old Baldy, and Porkchop Hill. Some hills were captured, lost, and captured again, sometimes for only a few yards of ground. Meanwhile, ceasefire negotiations dragged on for 2 years. Even as diplomats argued across a table, soldiers continued dying along the front. Finally, on July 27, 1953, an armistice stopped the fighting. It was not a peace treaty,